So, on this day, August 26, 2021, we learn of a horrendous explosion which occurred in Kabul at the airport, resulting in over 100 casualties, including 12 of our U.S. armed forces. Lara Sejlaman gets this amazing scoop which is causing shock and consternation throughout the states. I'll read it to you. Scoop. U.S. officials gave the Taliban a list of names of U.S. citizens, green card holders, and Afghan allies to grant entry into our outer perimeter of the city's airport, prompting outrage behind the scenes from lawmakers and military officials. Basically, they just put all of those Afghans on a list, said one defense official, who, like others, spoke on condition of anonymity to discuss a sensitive topic. It's just appalling and shocking and makes you feel unclean. Biden officials defended the move during a classified briefing on Capitol Hill earlier this week, which turned contentious. Biden team contended this was the best way to keep Americans and Afghans safe and prevent a shooting war between the Taliban fighters and U.S. troops. Fox News wrote an article just a few hours ago surveilling the commentary by others in the media and have demonstrated that even the liberal establishment is shocked by this particular military action of providing private information to the Taliban. Critics were left dumbfounded, taking to social media to express their utter astonishment at the U.S. strategy to rescue American citizens and allies struck in the region. What? CNN contributor Mary Catherine Ham wrote in response to Sledgeman's tweet. This is wow, Free Beacon writer Adam Credo said. The Pentagon just said they expect ISIS attacks to continue and they are relying on the Taliban to help protect us. The Taliban are supposed to protect us? Outkick's Clay Travis said. This is insanity. Ellie Lake, a columnist for Bloomberg Opinion, wrote alongside the political story, I never again want to hear about Biden's competence, empathy, or experience. This debacle is worse than 1,000 Helsinkis. And I say that as someone who wrote that Helsinki was a humiliating disgrace. These are the smartest people in America, the expert class, mostly Ivy League educated people with very important titles, and they're effing morons, Chronicles Magazine Associate Editor Pedro Gonzalez. Looking forward to the withholding the names would have been racist xenophobic defense, Blaze CEO Tyler Carden wrote. The world's greatest military is being led by morons. So I had to ask myself, is this recent event a standalone complex, which would be Blinken, the Secretary of Defense, the Vice President, Joe Biden, all deciding in a classified briefing that they will take this controversial step without consulting a wider intelligence community and other heads of other branches of the military? Or is this being planned from much higher up on a much larger scale from the subordinate to the Pindar, Mr. S himself? Perhaps these drastic actions could be taken, if either by the Biden administration alone or involving the greater Illuminati, because the timetable for consequences of the actions is too short. Maybe there will be a greater global distraction nullifying any attention on a topic of treason. In defense, for the commentary of this article, we have Radunk Taker saying, sometimes the enemy of my enemy is my friend. I certainly wouldn't turn over my friends' names to them. Just me though. I'm a different kind of warrior. Here's the thing, American citizens are not this admin's friends. The illegals and terrorists are on that list. American citizens are simply a speed bump to their means to an end. Cottage Cheese says, it is treason, nothing less. Seriously, read the legal definition and try defending his actions as something less. So then Small Fed gives a definition of treason. So here's the definition. Tell me why you say this is not treason. Whoever, owing allegiance to the United States, levies war against them or adheres to their enemies, giving them aid and comfort within the United States or elsewhere, is guilty of treason and shall suffer death, or shall be imprisoned not less than 5 years and fined under this title, but not less than $10,000, and shall be incapable of holding any office under the United States. Then he says, I would say that Biden has given aid and comfort not only to ISIS but Al-Qaeda. Why am I wrong? Dear viewer, what the Biden administration did here is tantamount to treason in my opinion, but it matters not as law and order has already collapsed. The Biden administration will use the narrative and the MSM will support as needed. The narrative will state that my enemy of my enemy is my friend. The real enemy is ISIS. Taliban is a new legitimate government. Even though we were fighting them for decades, they are now an ally. This is why it is righteous that we left our Black Hawk helicopters and ammunition for them to use, and we abide by their deadlines for the same reason. Truly, folks, the plot has been lost. It is long gone. If we get a few more shocks with the hostage crises or news out of Maricopa, that might be enough to trigger actions leading to righteous legal proceedings. But information sharing has to reach a critical mass. And in the collective, we have to be prepared to deal with the FDA, Pfizer, the Biden administration, the FBI, numerous large sold-out corporations, the Council on Foreign Relations, in a sense of bringing legal justice pretty much at the same time. There are many spinning plates right now, so by first working on ourselves and then expanding our efforts outwards to others, we will achieve the critical mass and save not only the Republic, but the world.
Is like going out in 2016 or going out in 2020. This is a referendum as to whether or not the forgotten man will be remembered.